Ah, what is that sound? It's the pipes and drums again of the regiments of the British Army marching forward, which can only mean one thing. We're back with NTW 3 in the Napoleonic world with fancy uniforms, glorious line battles, and some roaring, bombarding cannons. What's up, guys, and welcome back. I'm Pope John Paul, and we're here with another NTW 3 battle for you today. This is a 3v3 between two British armies and a Austrian army against two French and a Swiss force as well. So yes, on the left flank here we have the United Kingdom Peninsula campaign. We have Wellington's army that fought through Spain and Portugal to then invade France. We then have in the center we have the USA. We have the the British 1812 army. So this is the army that was fighting the US at a similar time to the Napoleonic Wars. Basically, it is during the Napoleonic Wars. It's kind of forgotten about, kind of overshadowed obviously by the more major war going on in Europe. And then obviously that's more, if you're like a European, you're probably more likely to remember the Napoleonic than you are to remember the 1812. And then you've got the Austrians over here, 1809, who look like they've just taken out some Swiss. What have they just taken out here? Just taken out some Swiss tirailleurs with some of their hussars. So that's interesting. Yeah, so then we have the Swiss on this side. Some of their tirailleurs just go running off here. They look quite nice actually in green. They look very nice. And they've actually rallied, just like that. Just like that. They've been seen by the Pope and they've rallied. So yeah, we have the Swiss here on the left flank for the French, or right flank for the Allies. And then we have the French here, 1805, 1808. And these guys, it's quite funny, I've realised that they are led by Claude Victor Perrin. Which you'll realise in a moment why this is quite amusing. Is because this army over here is France 1807, 1814, the Spanish army, like the one that was facing. That's quite apt that these two are facing off against Europe. The army of Spain for France is facing the army of Spain for the United Kingdom. But this army of Spain is also led by Claude Victor Perrin, so he's in like two places at once. At the same time, basically, so that's kind of amusing in a way. But yes, as you can see, that the French look like they're already sending up a lot of cavalry here. Well, they might be going for look like they're going to go for a big cavalry charge here on the British cavalry. There's the horse artillery here ready. Don't know if this is about to unlimber and then open up some shots. It might do, who knows. But yes, if you're enjoying seeing NTW3 at the moment on the channel and would like to see more of it, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and leave a comment to show your support. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. I always, so you know when the next NTW3 battle is up, I always upload every single day. So you will want to know when the next NTW3 battle is out. So yes. The French look like they are basically setting up around this town. This is for the map of Friedland. I'm pretty sure Friedland is actually over here. So they are not setting up around Friedland. They're setting up around another little village. And this looks like where we're going to see the first sort of engagement. It looks like the French is sort of setting up here. I mean, actually, there is a little bit of an engagement here. What is going on here? We have some Swiss. These guys actually they're able to shoot from here, these Voltigeurs. They're able to shoot those cavalry all the way back there. So there has been a little bit of engagement there. But not masses. We've got guns firing off here as well. Artillery. Looks like they need to move because they are firing into the side of this building, unless that was their aim. But I don't think it was. Are they doing? And they're doing friendly fire. They're doing a lot of friendly fire to a lot of grenadiers line. They need to stop doing that. That is not healthy. I always like to give my guns a clear line of sight. I don't really want to put infantry in front. They have to be a long way in front. Like they're doing it again here. They've not even got this unit out of position. I just hold all fire until they're out of the way. So that's an early little mistake there by the French. Nothing like game-changing, but it's something that you want to like improve your game. You just want to make sure you're not shooting your own troops. You need to save every man available. French over here starting some early sniping. You can see they got their Voltigeurs here. Some skirmishers just picking off, weakening some of these units, trying to get some of these guys. Shoot the officers! You see, yeah, there's a few dead bodies over there for the British. Another guy just dropped there, poor man. Yeah, if you're a skirmisher, like certainly the British skirmishers always like aim for officers and flag bearers and stuff like that. It causes as much like damage and to morale and organisation as possible. We've got a 12-pounder setting up here, and this is a nice clean line of sight. I mean, it's very open. Shame that the British don't really have, or maybe they do. They do have some Brunswick hussars in this this little wood here, and they are actually starting to move. I was about to say it's a shame they don't have any cavalry on this flank to take out this gun, but the French also are ready. They have some chasseurs cheval. And here we go. Guns firing off. And they're going to go off. And they're making... I don't know where they're actually put some holes into. not actually sure. I think they went for the guns back there. The 6-pounder still coming up because I don't see any holes in this line. But yeah, that is looking like it's where the engagement's going to fight first. I mean, 1812 army still looking for the French army here, to be honest. Still looking for the 1805 army. It's starting to appear, but not too much. The Swiss and the Austrians look like they could be about to have a fight, but I don't know where. Well, the Austrian army is a long way away. I don't know if this is their intention, but like, it's only these 2 units of cavalry that seem to be shaping up against the entire Swiss army right now. Maybe the Austrians could, if they're quick, they might be able to send a sizable force to actually help deal with the French here and help the British. I mean, the British have also got a lot of troops here. They've got a big. This is a Canadian militia foot artillery. It's a 6-pounder. It's got a lot of guns though. 4 guns, do a lot of damage. But yes, here we go. The British have finally given up, and they're going to duel with these skirmishers now. They're sending up line infantry. Line infantry against line infantry. The line should win because this is more of them. I mean, certainly against skirmishers. If you're against like a proper line, like a light infantry unit that's in line, you might have a chance. But usually line infantry will win in a battle like that, and they did just then. You see the trilliers of or the voltigeurs have been scared off. A lot of cavalry positioning over here. A lot of from the Spanish-French army. Lots of dragoons. Don't know what they're going to do with them. I think they're just going to poison them against this huge mass of cavalry here. I think this is both Peninsular and 1812. Yeah, it is. Both of them have got their cavalry here. Look at these King's German Legion. They're awesome. Can hear some more fighting going on the far left. You can see more, like if I'm looking on the map, you can see like units flashing. That means they're in combat. Again, looks like here there's artillery and stuff being shot at. Not masses of stuff going on just yet. They're just getting ready. Seems like there's going to be a great plunge in a moment. It's just seeing who's going to make the first move, really. Who's going to dare to attack first. More shots going off. I wonder if this is the... I think this might be the voltigeurs again. Going into the building this time. They're going to try and just snipe some units in here. Very good. Use every... like building available, or everything available to you to try and win. That's the best way. Oh, we've got cavalry charging here. We have cavalry charging. Okay, so we have the Austrians. They've charged and they've taken out a chasseur unit, and I think they're going for the artillery. Yeah, they have routed the artillery here. So that's the artillery that was shooting grenadiers earlier. Friendly fire. It's just routed a 6-pounder. That's very good. 13 men. That might re-rally, but I mean the horse is gone, so it's gonna be hard to move now. But yeah, I mean these grenadiers are lying forward square, and they have kind of helped get rid of this this cavalry threat. I mean that was a really good play. I think that cavalry did a really good job. This was a weak area between the Swiss and the French lines, and they managed to take out a cavalry unit and a gun. I think that's a good payoff for 1 unit of cavalry. I'm surprised like some of the other like cavalry wasn't positioned ready to defend it. But I mean they've got plenty. They've got plenty around this gun here. They don't have as much around this one, and the Austrians took advantage of that. There you go. So it looks like over on this flank as well, looks like we have... Oh, the British have lost those Brunswick Hussars. I think that were coming out to deal with the artillery on this side, that 12-pounder. They have been routed, and now the French hold this flank with their cavalry. They have no cavalry on this flank to the British now. So really, I'm surprised they were aggressive with that 1 unit of cavalry, especially when it was just the only cavalry unit that was defending this flank. Now you have Arthur Wesley back here, who's being... well, chased down really by this cavalry here. I don't know if they can see him yet, but I imagine so. You can usually see all generals. So yeah, Arthur Wesley is in trouble. He needs to start running, and I think he is. He is running for that cavalry blob there, really. And it looks like now we're having a little bit more of an engagement, only a little bit. See a lot of cavalry, still a lot of artillery duels going on right now. You can see the Canadian foot militia doing a lot of damage to this cuirassier. This is like, that's probably a very cheap cannon. It's doing a lot of damage to very expensive cavalry. They need to get this cavalry, like, put it in the woods over here or something. So, because I presume woods cover from artillery shots. And they still have, like, the distance. If anything tries to charge this cavalry, they have the distance. General is under attack. General under attack. Oh, I think Wesley, yeah, Wesley's been shot at by artillery by the French over here. And here we go. It looks like the British are going to move forward. They're going to be the ones to cross this river. Sound, I don't know, what would you say when you sound the trumpets? Sound the bugle? Possibly. They don't even have a bugle, they have a fife. It's not even a fife, it's a pipe. pipe? I don't know. I don't know. What do you call like that little instrument? Is it a pipe? Is it a fife? I can't remember. There'll be people say it's one thing, people say it's another. Look at this 12-pounder. It's so close to the front line. You just put holes into the British line. I hope it's using canister. Like, look at that front line. It's just coming ever closer. That French gun needs to fire quickly. If it gets a canister shot off, it might destroy the morale. It won't be able to kill the entire unit. Here we go. Oh my gosh! Look at that! But a huge hole in the line. Didn't go in for canister, but I mean that was a huge hole in the line. I just killed like at least 10 men. Must have. But here comes the French infantry. Lots of French infantry now setting up, and here comes this is the first line battle of the day. I'm glad to see it. Glad to see it. French infantry looks awesome. I think these later period French infantry are so much nicer. Like some people really like. I see a lot of people like to play the 1805 army, but I just love the look of the 18. Well, like anything later than like sort of like 1805 really. And they have these proper like shakos. Yeah, awesome. Grenadiers setting up on this flank. They'll be a definite threat. And I mean, you got to remember that the French cavalry actually they brought a lot of their the British cavalry is now over back on this flank, and you can see that the French have responded by sending all of theirs to this flank as well. There's a unit there was called police. That's where they've got. Yeah, where was it? One of these was called like. I swear it was called. Was it one of these down here? I can't remember. I'm probably losing my mind. Who knows? Who knows? But there are big holes being put. Now, see, they're putting the artillery is firing into this King's German Legion here. They need to be careful. They don't just want these cavalry. They need to put them in, get them in cover. Get them in cover. That's why Lanciers. There you go. It's Dragoons La Police Generale. Yeah, they did have a unit that was just called Pleb Police. I guess they're like the military police. But here we go. I can hit cavalry charging. Or not. No, we have. They're charging the artillery crew. What? I don't know if this was a misclick or what. It must have been, but the British are going to make them pay for it. And they're going to get run down. Oh, that's such a poor move by the French. And they were having such a good time. They were having a lot of joy with this artillery piece here. And now, that's kind of all undone. This artillery piece is probably going to break fully. And yeah, it looks like, oh, did the French just make a, I know we're going away from like a main line battle, but the French just made a, look like they're going to make a huge push up this way. And they changed their mind. They're getting absolutely hounded for it as well. They shouldn't have possibly committed to that. The Austrians here are having a lot of joy. They also have like a unit with 4 guns in it, a 5-pounder. Don't know whether the more guns the better or the heavier the gun. I'd say probably the more guns. Personally, I think that, I mean the 12-pounder was doing very well though, to be fair. We're back on this side. We will go back over to this flank because this is where most of the action is going on. So watch a few more volleys from the glorious French, all in their white here. This looks awesome. Guess these are like their winter coats or something. Can't even see them now. Oh, glorious. You see like the silhouettes of men firing. This is amazing. And then the British are falling back. They're giving ground. They have lost quite a lot of men, to be fair. Look at that huge blob of men dead there. I mean, they've lost a fair amount of cavalry as well. I mean, like, they haven't lost any units, but like the units have been certainly damaged by artillery. Can't say the same for the French so much. And the British have lost the foot artillery at some point. 6-pounder. Don't know when they lost that. Don't know when where that was travelling to. Can't actually see where the guns were. But yeah, oh, all the way back here. Wow. Did not realise they lost its gun. I presume this got charged by cavalry or maybe destroyed by other artillery. I'm not really sure. But yeah, you can see that the British are getting hounded back by the artillery. The 8-pounder here that's being like just putting chunks into these, taking chunks from the British line there. But we'll go and check out some other spots, go and see what's going on. I don't think there is much else going on. I mean, the glorious Canadian militia for artillery. This is going to be my favourite thing all day, I have a feeling. It's still firing. Still taking chunks out of, I think, vastly elite, more elite, like and like cavalry units and stuff. I mean, this is all you can see now in 1805 and 1808. France is just this one unit, along with the artillery. But yeah, you can just see these grenadiers. I mean, this is not a bad unit to focus down, I wouldn't say. These grenadiers are pretty damn elite. Grenadiers are very useful for melee, and obviously they're probably going to hold out longer than like your normal line infantry. So putting holes into this with some artillery might not be the worst thing in the world. Better than possibly trying to take out this other artillery piece. I know taking out other artillery pieces just kind of scupper the enemy and it forces them to come forward. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! You can see like balls flying over. I mean, a lot of artillery, like artillerymen getting hit there. I think they are actually winning that fight. The militia artillery. I think it is winning this fight. They've not lost too many. The Austrians are losing a few men as well, but not many. But, I mean, the Austrians are an awesome faction as well. I do love to see them. They've got like so many different variants in armies, like in units, which actually was their undoing. But I really like to see like a very varied army, like different nations sometimes. It's kind of cool. But yeah, here we go. Looks like the French are going in for a big cavalry charge here. They've got those dragoons coming in, going off the King's German Legion dragoons. I would have thought the French would win this. Their dragoons is far more there's far more of them, and they're more well like armored, and they charged. And yeah, you can see here they are breaking. They're actually getting some nice shots off here of the French infantry into the side of this King's German Legion, along with also shooting that retreat like troops there. Yeah, here we go. The dragoons still forcing back. The British, I think the British might lose all their cavalry. They brought like a bunch over here to save their left flank, and they might lose all again because look at all this French cavalry that's still available. And they did rout one, broke one of the dragoons. That might return 53 men, or should. You see in here the classic clash of French and Britain, France and Britain. And yeah, they'll rout. There's lancers in there are going to help probably the tide, and they can send in some infantry if they need. But yeah, look at this. I mean, they're now defending the 1812 army. I mean, it's quite ironic to see the cream of the crop British army losing, and the 1812 army. I mean, it's holding its ground. It's not really done much yet. It is holding. We've got some Spanish units here. They might be able to threaten this flank if they play this right. Got some units, British units here in the woods, looking glorious. And there you go. All the British cavalry gone. I don't know if they're going to chase this cavalry down, make sure it fully breaks. Wouldn't be a bad idea as France to save yourself like a trouble for the future. Over on this flank, yeah. I mean, the Swiss really need to get pushing. I would have said because really. I mean, or do they? Or do they just stay pretty silent and just pretty dormant, stay out of range and stuff? Because I mean, at the moment, Britain on the far left is getting like forced back. I mean, the Austrians here have found a big hole in the line. Look at this. I presume there's nothing here. I mean, I know units hidden, but you would have thought you'd like the French, the Austrians at this point, the cavalry could see anything here. But no, apparently. And look at this. They could go for a general. The Austrians could go for a general, and I think they might with the Chevalier unit. I certainly would be. Yep. There you go. The order's been given. And the French have made a massive mistake here. They've like left their general high and dry, really. And he's going to get caught here. And there goes one of the Victor Perrins. You imagine. This guy is not going to get out of here alive. Yeah, 3 men already. And he is about to die. You would imagine. Victor Perrin, RIP. There you go. General dead. And now the Swiss are making an offensive. I mean, I don't think they're going to make much of a dent with these Voltigeurs just firing into the Austrians over there. But you never know. They've got a belief. They've got to do what they think they can do. Let's get a view of the Austrian line firing. Do love some of these units. The Austrians, I think, are just one of the most persistent factions ever in the Napoleonic Wars. Like, they get beaten so many times for the Austrians, and you got to credit them. Every time, like, they get offered more money by the French or by the British, they come back. They're like, yeah, go on. We didn't lose hard enough last time. We'll try again. But there we go. It looks like they've finished firing now. Looks like the Voltigeurs have been routed. Yep, they have been. So we'll just go back to the other side now and just go and have a look, see what's going on there. It looks like the French are now making an offensive down the center. I thought this was the... oh, this is going to be a combination of 1808 and the Spanish armies. It looks like they're going to now force their way forward. That's not fair. Not a bad plan. But really, they need to engage 1812. So many dates. They need to engage the US, like, British army here to really, like, pin them down, because otherwise they can just come and join. It'll just become a 2v2. I know they're trying to 2v1 this army, but they might not succeed at this moment in time. French here, firing off some volleys. Looks glorious. Just gotta love the smoke and the musket noises. It's just amazing. You can see some grenadiers coming up in the back. They're going to be very much needed. Glorious as ever. I just enjoy watching the musket fights sometimes. It's just enjoyable. Oh, we got a British unit all the way up here, Shropshire. Foot. That's like, I presume, pushing for this building. I'm not going to take it. Voltigeurs in here. We've got infantry. This is like a Prussian infantry unit. It's like supporting the French here. So that's going to be interesting to see what they can do. And yeah, the British firing off as many volleys as possible. They are desperately in need of some sort of reprieve. Look at the French cavalry just like getting round the back. This is a real concern. But there you go. This could be the death of the Peninsular Army. I mean, Arthur Wesley is under threat. You got some of the 1812 now units here. Let's see if we can get a view of them. They can barely see what they're firing at. They're firing to a forest in there. Yeah, I don't think many of their shots can be hitting. Surely. Another volley. That's better. And we can hear some, yeah, the French are charged in, so here we go, those grenadiers. These are the Polish grenadiers as well. They're coming up and they're coming to fight the Buckinghamshire Foot here. So, interesting to see. I mean, the grenadiers should win this. And here we go, cavalry coming in as well. Wow. Just throwing everything in. Just throw everything. If in doubt, throw everything. I'm surprised they haven't. Oh, here we go. Arthur. Oh, no, not Arthur Wesley. Did Arthur Wesley get killed or routed? I don't think he did. Chasseurs here just got chased off by some Ontario-like dragoons. Can't actually see where Arthur Wesley is. Got a Hindustan unit here as well. Oh, yeah. Arthur Wesley's right on top of him. Oh, my gosh. There you go. Sorry, yeah, they're really focusing down Arthur Wesley. Need to get him out of there. But he's really under threat. I mean, the British line is starting to crumble now. It's starting to crumble. Starting to waver. Cavalry here pressing on dragoons. Royal dragoons these are. They're not any old dragoons. These are royal dragoons. Pushing through this forest here. Really forcing them back. Over on the... Oh, more men running. That's not a good sign. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. And there you go. Arthur Wesley's routing. And that whole, like, corner here, this whole little force here of the British is gone. And the British are now, well, they've still got a fair amount of line infantry, but they're being forced back. And also so is the 1812 army. And they're being charged as well by infantry. What are they being charged by? Some more grenadiers to the line. Canadian light militia, they won't hold. Poor men. Green, blue trousers. What a strange uniform. Over on the far side, though, it looks like the Austrians seem to be holding off the Swiss. I mean, they should. The Swiss is a fairly weak faction. They should be able to scare these guys off. Austria's not the greatest factions, but they're pretty good. I mean, at this point, you see this from Austria. I would possibly turn this force around. I know they need to help out the British desperately, and they actually might need to have them there. But if you wanted to go for an all or nothing, you could have turned these units around and flanked the Swiss hard. You could send the cavalry there, but I mean, they desperately do need to send stuff there. They could instantly beat the Swiss, but they might not win the battle. They need to save the British to the Austrians, and they are doing their best. And Skilling over here routing some hussars. And then we got, oh, this is a big cuirassier unit. Oh, there's quite a few there. Yeah, 78 men left, but that's a real concern. It was 123 men to start with. That's a lot. I mean, yeah, you can see they're actually holding on now here, the 1812 British, a little bit. I mean, you've got cuirassiers here now, the Austrians arriving. It's turning into an absolute mess. Is this centre fight now? It was very quiet to start with, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's all gone off. And here we go. We've got some British here firing. Glorious to see. Men are breaking still. British is now repositioning. Need to sort out this line, defend their guns, defend their important stuff. I don't even know if their guns are still going. I don't think they are. Getting like militia. No, I don't think they are. I don't know whether. Don't see the gunners. See the guns, but no gunners. Yeah, they've broken. The horse artillery's gone. That's a real shame. They still got this one though. Still got the Canadian militia for artillery. So that's what matters. Just gotta have this big boy. It's not even that big. It's just a... But it's putting holes into the French. God damn it, it is. 6-pounder. Good to see. And yeah, we've got more 1812 coming across this way. The Swiss, they're holding on. They're just going to keep putting pressure on the Austrians. And they have the numbers, I think, do the Austrians, I think, actually. The Swiss seem to just be... I mean, I don't know. The Swiss are so spread out. They have them units in line like this. This is just not the way to fight Napoleon. Like NTW3, you need to have... If you're new to NTW3, you need to have your units in column. Better for morale, better for movement. Like, marching in line like this is very, very hard. Like, to then stay in step, it's better to do it in column. That's so much easier to stay in step that way, and it shows with movement speed. Like here, for instance, look at all these columns. This is really good for movement. You see they're moving vastly quicker than the Swiss. And it also is better for morale, because you're like not thinking, well, this is a very thin line that we're trying to form here to hold this large area. If we form a smaller line for a smaller area, we actually have better morale. But the French are still coming. The morale is not going to matter, really. The French are still coming. They need to find some way of defeating the French morale. Being forced back constantly. I think the French just charged again. Here they come. Yeah, the French is charging again with more dragoons. I think they're going after the Canadian militia artillery. No, they're not allowed. This is banned. No, here they come. Oh, God. Stay alive, guns. Stay alive. Yes. Oh, they've been saved. Thank God. Right, so the militia artillery stays alive. Saved by some Canadian light dragoons. That is very good to see. And they, I mean, lives to fight another day. Lives to put another few chunks into the French into just French anything really at this point. These artillery pieces under threat though. I don't know if they're shooting at it, the Swiss, but they need to deal with this problem to the Austrians. They are not dealing with it. They've got some crasses here. They need to go just down this line. Just go down that line. This artillery piece is what's probably helping the Swiss hold back the Swiss at the moment. Austrians actually are doing a good job as well here with destroying some of their infantry with some cavalry. They've still got hussars all the way out here. We've got a charge here from some German grenadiers charging some just some line infantry. The Swiss have some really weird colours in uniform. Yellow, white, red. Weird people. Just pick a colour. Just pick a colour. Like, they're all major colours that someone else... Well, actually, no, yellow's not really. The Swedes sort of use it, but they sort of don't. Look at this as well. They're forming square, scared of the Austrian cavalry, and now the Austrian artillery just put chunks into this square. I mean, they're actually putting chunks into the French cavalry back there as well. And now this is a threat because there's a gap in the line, and this French cavalry could exploit, could go for the flank of the Austrians. I mean, I put this unit on an angle because right now it's just getting absolutely destroyed. It's going to get destroyed by this line unit. They can't even respond. This is having to defend against this cavalry. Britain still in retreat. It's such a sad sight. The tables are turned. It's not the French surrendering and retreating. It's the British. The tables are turned, and it's not pleasant to see. Not pleasant at all. You be careful with this light infantry though here. They probably should just put this in front of the square. Probably a bit better. Because they're going to probably be doing friendly fire to each other a bit. I imagine. I don't know. I'm not sure. They've barely taken out any of these gunners. They should just send some cavalry who can deal with the issue. The gun's not even paying attention. They've got bigger fish to fry. They're going to fry this cavalry over there. Oh no. That's apparently a false alarm. Oh no, yeah, here they go. They're going to turn back on the... They are turning back on the square. Oh, they're turning on like every... Oh, they're going to turn on this line infantry unit here. I don't know. Anything in front of them. They just need to shoot something. Canister probably as well, preferably. Yeah, they're putting holes into that square. So the Austrians is holding on. I mean, they are doing a good job. I don't think they're actually... It's a stalemate, I'd say. I mean, the Swiss have a lot of troops here. I don't know how good their morale is, but it's got to be okay. The Austrians are winning here, though. They've routed this cavalry. This is the big cuirassier unit. This is broken here. That's a big win. And now now the French left set under threat. And they actually are disintegrating the French centre a little bit. I guess you call this French centre. If you count the Swiss as the far left. All this cavalry here, though, is still a bit of an issue, though. Just going to sweep on around. And the British are running low on cav. We've still got some Quebec light dragoons, still got some Inskilling, still got some Canadian light dragoons, and some cuirassiers here from the Austrians, loaned from the Austrians. And the Austrians are still going in here. They're now dealing with another line infantry unit. That's another one off the battlefield. That's a good sign. Can they go into the next one? More cuirassiers here. We've got a lot of elite cavalry to the Austrians. A lot of elite cavalry. Let's see another glorious line battle take place. The Brits here, 1812, doing their bit with their Canadian allies. And yeah, I mean, look at this. This British line is just like tiny and flimsy. Most of these units are like 30 men in them now. And yeah, they are in a real issue. Oh my, I just saw a unit. What's that called? Alright, we'll come back to that in a moment. Where's this general died? They just sent in the Swiss general or something? Yeah, oh no, they are behind enemy lines, this Austrian cavalry. And they've killed the Swiss general. I did not even realize. Okay, so that's a very nice move. Well, that's just routed the entire Swiss center. There's a huge square. Look at this. This is like one of the deepest squares I've ever seen. It's not even got like a hollow center. It's just a full of men. Just put some rounds into that with some artillery. Can't miss. But yeah, there's a unit over here with the wrong side. A unit over here with the British. I just wanted to look at. I swear. Yeah, look at this. It's called the Wonky Donkeys. What a name! Imagine your regiment being called the Wonky Donkeys. I don't think I want to join it. The 66th. No, definitely won't want to join the 66th. But there you go. Yeah, and the British are still in full retreat. I mean, they are not having a good time right now. Even the 1812 light army is having to turn to face it now. The Canadian militia foot artillery is needed over here. It's required. And you can see 1815 is actually... 1805, sorry, has actually also swiveled to face this way. So all the French forces are kind of here now. And you can see there's another cavalry fight going on. We've got some Minden boys, some line infantry just got broken. And... got cavalry here, and this is going to decide the battle. Whoever wins this cavalry fight here, I think wins this flank probably. I'll be bold enough and say it, but it looks like it's going to be the Austrians that are going to lose it, and the Austrians and the British, because I mean this line infantry here, or light, sorry, is just firing rounds into the cavalry fights. Luckily, it was picking off mainly Austrian cuirassiers. They're not really managed to rout these lances. Actually, I don't know. It's going to be close. Britain sending in more cavalry here. They're getting some good charges. And it looks like the British might win it. Somehow. Britain might be saved. It depends on this unit. If this unit here breaks and it's going... oh, it's close. It's going to be really close. So close. I think... I don't know. I don't even want to say. That's so... whoever wins this, like I said, I think wins this flank. Because they'll have the cavalry. And it's going to be the French. It's going to be the French. So, I think the French are going to win this flank. But I don't know if they're going to, like... it depends how long they can hold up, because the Austrians now are sending men. They are sending. You can see here, look at all these Austrian troops arriving. They are getting a move on. You can see they're moving so much quicker now. They're in column. The Swiss, they're not moving so quickly. I mean, they're not even moving, like, quickly at all, because they're retreating. We've got just, like, 2 tiny units here, and they're going to be outgunned probably by these Austrians. Imagine being outgunned by the Austrians, one of the weaker factions in the game. You get outgunned by them. The Swiss I've not yet seen to actually played well. I don't know if you can play the Swiss well. I'd like to see someone try. Definitely would be fun. But it looks like Britain and Austria are certainly threatening on this flank here. And of course they're threatening on this flank here. As I've said before, it's the Canadian foot artillery. They're goddamn just doing their thing. They don't even care. They wear top hats here because they're gentlemen. They're gentlemen in war. I mean, they're also cowards because they fire with an artillery piece. But we don't talk about them being cowards. Fire. And then, I don't know what even they're firing at. Probably something over here. One of these infantry units. I mean, everyone's running, and no surprise. Yeah, it's this unit at the back here. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised they're all retreating, because who would want to be in range of the artillery piece? A magnificent artillery piece. It looks like the British are trying to get around the French flank here. Oh, actually, no, they're not. They're in full retreat. I thought they were advancing. Nope, they're retreating. Or maybe they're just advancing in the wrong direction. as often people like to say when they don't want to admit that they're retreating. But this is what it's going to come down to. This is a mix of the Spanish army and the 1805. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, the French have got the cavalry, but I mean, Austria is sending cavalry quickly. Chevaliers are arriving. They're going to try this attack. This isn't going to work. They're just going to walk on by as this line infantry just forms square. They're going to get a nice volley in the side. Yep, they should have been paying more attention. And now, oh, yeah, just like that, they come out of square and the cavalry's going to turn around and attack. I don't know if they should have done that either, the cavalry. Because it's actually now going to get trapped down by, like, hussars and probably going to get gunned down by other stuff. I don't know. It's a bold play. Hussars here coming in. Yeah, you can see, look at that, charging into the flank. Don't know if they're going to break these guys. Probably not. This hussar unit's already pretty weak. I mean, it's pretty low. You don't know. You never know. Yeah, they broke the French cavalry. Look at like that. And they should have retreated all along. And now the British infantry's making an advance again. In the correct direction. And here we go. Looks like the Austrians got troops around here and they're engaging what is 1805 France, I believe. Oh, glorious, glorious. See the French over there just on their little, they've got a little bit of I'd say they've got the higher ground, have the French. And if I've learned anything from Star Wars, if you have the high ground, you're going to win this fight. I mean, you probably will anyway, if you have the high ground just in any, not even just in Star Wars. Look at Agincourt, not even Agincourt, Cressy, sorry. Other stuff. History says you win with the high ground, so I expect the Austrians will have to fall back here. You can already see the sun loose. The French also have better infantry. Just got better quality infantry and more. It's 3 units against multiple units here. This is a lot of French, and they're getting outflanked. The British need to go up here and support. I mean, they do have the Canadian militia artillery, but even like juggernauts like this may not be able to turn the battle around. I'm waiting for this man here to load. I want to see him in the glorious volley. I mean, they're doing okay. The Austrians are holding. That's the thing they've got to do, is just hold till better quality troops from Britain turn up. They're turning around. Britain really needs to send its troops out. I don't know why they're not. That's a good shot there by the artillery. If they can get like another one of that, they might be able to break that unit. Cannons are very good at breaking morale. And you can see here there's a big gap now between the original, like, the Spanish army and 1805 France. And there's a pretty deadly, like, musket fight going on here. Line battle. For the king! Defend the king's colours! Not lose them. So still fairly healthy units for 1812. Britain. I say that as a pretty horrible volley. Oh, that was excellent though. That was a very nice volley. More of them, please. Another one of them. What we got coming around here? Canadian light militia. You should be wary of the Canadian light militia. Just be scared of anything that's Canadian. To be honest, I believe that's probably the best idea. I mean, the French here are actually losing now. They are starting to lose this fight. This is surprising because there is only 3 units of Austrians, and they're in line. I mean, this is probably not actually a bad amount of men to have in a line. It's probably not a bad line formation to hold. It's not too thin. It's quite thick. Got a fair few lines. Oh, that was a nice volley. These Grenzers are doing a mighty good job. And they're breaking some units. Yeah, they've broken a fair few. They're also getting shot on the flank. It helps with the artillery. Don't know why the British don't just push across here, across this river. It'd be a good idea. And I was about to say the Swedes, but it's not. It's the Swiss. It's even worse. They're back. Sappers are here. Look at them. Just give up, men. It's over. You're finished, Swiss. You should never go to war anyway. You never go to war. There's a reason why. Look at that. The whole French line is broken. No artillery. They've got no cavalry now. There's all cuirassiers left. They're going to take out this gun. Actually, they do have artillery. I'd take it back. They do have artillery. Well, this is a Spanish artillery, actually. But even still, there's artillery here, and it's going to get killed by some Austrians. And there you go. It's gone. Just like that. And now, I mean, the rear is now threatened by the French, like the French rear is now threatened by the Austrian cavalry, and they will not last long. And the Austrians are pushing up anyway. Don't even care. Over on this flank, it looks like the French are slowly being grinded down as well. They are making some valiant charges with bayonets. Going in. Grenadiers here. Might win this fight. They're going to win this fight. It's against Canadians, I think. Oh no, it's Somerset troops. Okay. It's not quite basic Canadians yet. Yeah, they are winning that. It means a lot of breaking here, though. A lot of breaking. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of breaking. That's just basically everything gone by, like, some elite... Well, not even elite units, like Grenadiers. Actually, no, the Grenadiers are broken as well. They sent in some fresh infantry to Britain, and they broke that. I think they're just beaten. It doesn't help that France, like, this 1805 France army had a morale issue with the general dying. It's only this army that's left. It's only this Victor Perrin that survived. He's probably looking at his dead twin self and just thinking, what did you do? How did you lose the battle? But all he can see over there, across the cornfield, is the British coming. The British are coming, and he sounds the bugle, and he's like, which is a sound of retreat in my ears. Because they are retreating. The French are nearly finished. It's going to be it, really. The Austrians really have come and saved the day, I think, for the British. I think the British might have been done for if it wasn't for the Austrians. I think they sent like a lot of their troops in the right direction. They could have defeated the Swiss so much quicker, but it didn't really need to take time. It just needs to defeat them. And they did just that, and there you go. All those units breaking. I don't know if anything's going to return. If there is, I don't think this is really the battle. Oh yeah, it's like a unit all the way over here. This is Voltigers. It started the battle off. They're still alive. God damn it. Let's just fast forward for the sake of it. We don't need to see the Voltigers hold out. Just one unit of Grenadiers. Oh, here they go. They're going. That's very honourable of the general getting his Voltigers to go outside. This makes it easy to kill them. You know, these Cuirassiers can now run them down. There you go. They break. And that's kind of it. I think there's no more French units on the battlefield. I can't see any. There we go. Yeah, victory for the British and for the Austrians. So well done to them. They did a very good job. I think Britain had certainly on the left flank had a really hard time. I believe that's who NTW3 was playing. Had a really hard time with his like a lack of cavalry there possibly at the start, and also then after that he had like very little to put up against all that overwhelming French cavalry. He's kind of outmaneuvered. I think he kind of played into the French hands a little bit there. Probably should have played more defensive with his Brunswickers and just taken that 12-pounder shots. I know they were brutal, but they should have just either taken them out with artillery himself or just got closer with infantry and possibly tried to shoot them. Who knows? It's hard to say, but he won anyway. It didn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. But anyway, we'll have a... So yeah, well done to NTW3, to Lel Kraken, and to Derpy Rush for winning the battle. Also well done to Vidal Square and to Victorot and to Churchill the Great for taking part, and also for putting up a good stand. They had a lot of points. They were going to win that battle, and then there's a few key points like the French losing one of their generals, and probably the Swiss losing as well. That kind of allowed the Austrians to come over and save the day. But yeah, so we'll have a look at NTW3's army, who was the Peninsular Army, I do believe. Yeah, he's got one of his best units, the only one that got over 100 kills. Got the 1st Warwickshire Foot here, the Saucy 6th. Well, most of his infantry here not doing too amazing. He did have a rough time. His cavalry getting overwhelmed. Getting like no kills. His artillery not doing so well either, getting like no kills. But yeah, he had a rough game. But thank you anyway for sending the replay, and very much appreciated. Always enjoy seeing more NTW3, and hope you guys did as well enjoy seeing more NTW3. That was a mouthful. And yeah, if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment to show support as we work towards 2,500 subs. We're nearly there, guys. Keep up the good work, and until next time, Legionnaires, bye for now.